So what's up, Mad Rich Fish Gang? And with the summer days up on us, and as they call it, the dog days of summer, I figured it's time to come with July's top 5 baits for bass fishing. So, to get right into it, this time of the year, everything is way hotter. We get these random thunderstorms that pop up. Sometimes it throws off the fishing a little bit, throws off the water, things of that nature. But it's also one of the best times to do some of the fishing that I love to do. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go over my top 5 baits for this month coming up for July. And we're gonna start the party off with one of the baits I used 2 years ago. I literally only threw this bait pretty much the whole year. And I think that year I caught probably about 150 plus fish in that year. But no matter what time of the year I threw it, it worked. And that bait is a good old-fashioned spinnerbait. Now, the one thing I love about this one, this is the Strike King KVD tournament series called the Scorcher. There's a couple of them that are really great. There's the Scorcher. There is the, what's the other one called? The Strike King Premier Series. But the one thing I love about the Scorcher and the Premier Series is that they have this thing called a stinger hook. And on the stinger hook, it has the main hook, but it also has another hook at the bottom. So when you're running this through, whether you're burning it back or whether you're steady retrieving, you get some bass that'll follow it, they won't commit, but you pause it, let it drop a little bit, start spinning it, reeling it again, they may go to swipe at it. Well, sometimes they swipe it if you got the one single hook with a swim bait on it or whatever, or a trailer, they won't hit it. But with that stinger hook, it makes it a little longer, they never see the stinger hook, they swipe, they get hit, they get caught, you reel them in, you get them in on the bank, get them in on the boat, got you a good fish. So, number 1, spinnerbait. Now, going into that, this next one is you can use 7 or 8 different things to do with this one. So, the next one is some sort of soft plastic worm. So, there's a million different ones. There's a million different ways you can rig it. You can Nico rig it. You can wacky rig it. You can shake your head rig it. You can drop shot rig it. I'm gonna go over a couple of them, that techniques that I use, and a couple of the worms I use for different situations. So if I'm doing, say for instance, I want to do wacky style, one of the biggest things I'll do is I used to do weightless wacky worms, but ever since I found Core Tackle makes the weedless wacky shots. And they're about, I think it's a 1/8 ounce. And I use anything from Crush City's Pig Sticks. As you can see, I only got one pink one left. That's because bass have been killing this thing all year. Pig Sticks. I will use Guggen's good old-fashioned lunker logs, whether it's the 4-inch, 5-inch. I'll use Gary Yamamoto Fat Senkos. I love those, especially in Tilapia Magic. That's a favorite color of mine. Another good new one I've gotten into, which is absolutely a great one to use if you haven't tried them, and you should get some. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I definitely recommend you try these. These are the Yamamoto baits. I think they're the Slinkos. Yeah, these are Slinkos. And this color here is called Bougie Blue. And I put this on a wacky hook just Saturday. And in my little short you saw, if you watched it on my page, you saw what I was doing with it. That was just from just that Saturday and then little parts of Sunday yesterday with it. But the one thing I love about it is you rig it wacky rig, so it's going to look sort of like this. it has these crazy appendages that move and do all kinds of things. So, but it also has these ribbed edges. So when this is falling, water gets into these little pockets and it puts off bubbles. Bass just, they can't stand it. Even crazier part is that bluegill will even hit those. I caught a bluegill the other day. Craziest thing I ever had. Bluegill could have been yay big. Smack that. You can Texas rig them. When I Texas rig, I use the Super Salt Plus speed worms. These are the Zoom ones. I think these are the 7 or 8 inch. These things are crazy too. But these are the ones that come with the tail on them. Kicker tail. And as you can see, yeah, I think these are 6 inches. And these are great. If you're going to do a drop shot, then I highly recommend another good one. It is called RoboWorm, and RoboWorm makes a color called MM2 or MM3. It's almost like a peanut butter jelly type thing, where it's purple with a little brown on the backside of it. This one here is absolutely fantastic as well, and I put that on a drop shot and just drop it down, and it works too. So, but you can also put this on a shaky head if you want to. This would actually be great on a shaky head. Now that I look at it like that, that'd be great on a shaky head too. So, just some different things to go with. So that's number 2 with the worms. Number 3 is one of my favorite to use this time of the year. And it doesn't matter whether you're fishing up shallow, fishing middle of the water column, fishing deep, whatever. And that is a good old-fashioned crankbait. Now, if you know anything about this time of the year, this is when crankbaiting picks up and goes buck wild crazy. So you can use so many different crankbaits, whether they're 3 to 4 feet, 2 to 4 feet, 2 to 3 feet, 6 feet, 8, 10, 12, 16, 22, 20, whatever. You can use different brands from Rapalla's, any of the DT series, the XD series, the Duckett's BD series, the KVD Elite series, the 6th Sense PD series. I mean, everybody got a crankbait that does something. All depends on where you fish, how you fish. If you're fishing way out deep and you're in 20, 30 feet of water, you're going to want to get something that's going to go down instantly. Like within 2 turns of the handle, you want it to be at least 8 to 10 feet by that time. If you're fishing from the bank, like I do a lot of my fishing, depending on what kind of rod and reel combo you use, if you use a 7'5", 7'6", medium or heavy fast action, man, I can bomb a decent crankbait 100 yards, and within 2 turns I'm at my target. So, but some of my favorites around this time of year is one in particular. It's a DT6 if I'm doing anything that's anywhere from 2 to 6 feet. It's going to be a DT6. It's always going to be that. If I'm going something a little deeper, like 8 to 10 feet, then I'm going to use DT8. If I'm going anything deeper than 10 feet, or deeper than 8, but same in the same 10 to 8 feet range, there's 2 I use. One is called the Strike King 3XD Elite. This one goes 10. This color here, by the way, is called Slick. Absolutely phenomenal color. Great color. I've caught a couple of fish on this one. My buddy Will the Reel, he's caught, I think we were fishing together one day. I think he caught 6 fish on this in like 8 feet of water. They were just throwing, every time he'd throw it, they would hit it. One of my personal favorites that's become one of my go-tos is the 6 Sense PD King. This one goes 8 to 10 feet. This is in 4K shad. I also have another one in what's called Shad World. It has a chartreuse side with a blue back. Great one to use. And then if you want to get out deeper and go 12 to 16 feet, then I would use a Duckett BD12, or actually, yeah, this is a BD12, and this one, 2 turns, and this thing is 10, 12 feet. And what you want to do is you want to keep a steady retrieve. I know everybody fishes their crankbaits different. I won't tell you how to fish your crankbaits. You fish them how you want to fish them. I know people that do speed cranking, where they're getting their bait down super fast and they're hitting the bottom and it's darting left and right and everywhere. I know people that do a steady retrieve where it stays straight coming back to them. If I throw out, say, 50, 60 yards and I do a straight retrieve and I don't get no bites or get no followers, get nothing, I'll throw right back the same location, but this time I will speed crank it, throw back out again, get no bites, throw back out again. I will speed crank it, stop, throw it like a 2-second pause, and then slow retrieve, stop, 2-second pause, speed crank, 2-second pause. It's just, you gotta vary your retrieves. So another one of those good ones. So that's number 3. That's the crankbaits. Number 4, you can't do any summertime fishing and not throw these baits. And those baits that I'm talking about now are any form of top water. If you're like here in Memphis with how it's been hot as I don't know what throughout the middle parts of the day, some of the best fishing happens either really early morning at the beginning of sunrise, or sometimes real semi-late to night, so right around 6:30, 7. And there's such a short window in between. Like, I'm not saying you can't catch any of them throughout the rest of the part of the day, but it does get very hard to catch them at that point. So what I've noticed is that early mornings, they're chasing shads, depending on what kind of pond or lake or whatever you fish. You might be having shad just roaming, and so they're busting the top of the water. And when they're busting the top of the water, it's time to throw top water. Whether that's walking bait. This is a small Super Spook by Heaton. You can do the Yozera Spook. You can do, there's a couple of different walking baits. You can do a topwater frog if you got a lot of grass in your area. I always recommend throw a frog somewhere near that grass line and just slowly move that joint back to you. This is the Toad Thumper, and this is actually a walking frog. This one you can walk just like a normal walking bait. Another good thing that's got me a lot of top water blowups this year, which I didn't expect, but I got them, was a buzz bait. This is one of Guggen Squad's buzzes. Doesn't have the clacker like Booyah does, but if you do this joint right, this baby makes a lot of noise and it will get hit. If you're wondering about this trailer I have, that is a good old-fashioned innovative, what is it? Something innovative, but it's called Sweet Beaver. It's a great bait. So that's number 4, good old-fashioned top water. And number 5 on the list is a couple of some of the best things to use, especially if they're feeding up, especially if they're out there and about, especially if they're doing a lot of good things as far as chasing fish, chasing shad, eating shad, and that is swim bait. Now, when it comes to swim baits, you can do all kinds of different rigging options. You can throw all kinds of swim baits. You can throw flukes. You can do the double flukes, which, by the way, you have not tried the double fluke technique, I stand by it. That is an amazing technique if you ever do it. If you guys want a video on how to do that, I will definitely do one and show you how to set that up. But it's an amazing technique. I learned that about a year ago watching a guy on YouTube, and every so often when I want to throw flukes, I do it, and it, promise you, one of the best ways to catch a bass. You can do glide baits, you can do big swim baits, you can do dark sleepers, you can do sleeper gills, you can do flukes, you can do whatever. But a couple of my favorite swim baits and swim bait ways to do swim baits is that now I had a little thing I used to use, which was 6 cents. 6 cents made a treble head that was a line through jig head, and I would tie on a 3/0, or no, not 3/0, but I think it was a 3 or 4 treble hook, and I would tie the knot into the treble hook, place it in the back of the swim bait. Well, 6 cents, I guess, decided to stop doing the line through. Well, they haven't stopped doing. They still do it, but they noticed that it's time consuming to set that up when it's just easier if you get the treble hook all ready together. So they made the 6 cents treble harness head, and what this is basically the little thing I was telling you about, but it's all one piece. So now all you do is get this open. Is to take this treble head, and by the way, these treble hooks on these things are super sticky, so do not let them grab you, because if they grab you, boy, it takes a lot to get them up off you. But you take your favorite swim bait. Mine, one of my favorites is a Mayer. Another one of my favorites is a Biz Baits Swimming Minor, I think it is, or Swimming Minor. Yes, Minor. These are salted and scented, so they smell like absolute garlic, and I don't care what you do, these things will keep that garlic smell on your fingers forever and a day. But you basically screw your bait onto it like so. Keep making sure to keep it straight. And once you get it all straight and everything, you take your treble hook and you put it in the back of your bait. Now, what I would recommend is you go as far as you can to go into it. That way your bait stays straight and your treble hook stays tight. Because clearly it's going to come forward some when you hook it, but like that. And this little baby, boy, this will catch him. Shout out to my guy Marcus Terry. I know you're probably watching this, if not now, but you'll probably watch it later. And if you do, this is what I was talking about I had for you. I want you to try this and tell me what you think. Give me a review on it and tell me what you think about it. Speaking of Marcus Terry, one of the things I also like to throw too, which he made me a couple, which are big glide baits. This is one of them, and this puppy has already got smacked twice. Once by a 4-foot gar. He tried to destroy this thing. I luckily got it back before he could get hooked onto it. But I caught a bass on it just the other day. I got it from him just this past week, tied it on, second cast with it, caught me a fish. So try it. This one here is good. Another one I like to use, which you need a little heavier line and a little bit heavier line, a little bit heavier rod, and that is two of them. This one is the 6 cents trace, and this is the 7.2 ounce or 7.2 inch trace. As you can see, this joint's got nicks and knocks everywhere because, yeah, he had been hit a few times. This one here, I think, is the, what is this? What color is this? Pretty sure this is the gill. Yeah, this is the live gizzard flash. And boy, he gets cracked. Another one I've been using, which is another big one, is the Chad Shad. Love it. I got a black and silver one on tied on right now on my rod. And can't wait to get back to the lake to go throw it again. So, all in all, July is a very fun time to fish. It's very hot. So by all means, when you're out there on the water, protect yourself. Make sure you're hydrated. Stay hydrated. Get shade when you can get it. And while y'all out there, make sure pay attention to your surroundings and everything else, because with it being so hot, the snakes are definitely out too. Don't know if you guys saw my little short. Man, I saw water moccasin had to have been 4 feet long. Easy. And he was just as big as my arm, all over the place. And recorded him in one of the places I fish on a regular basis. So y'all be careful. Thanks again for watching. Thanks to all the people who have subscribed, who follow the channel. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube at Mad Rich Fishing. And until next time, y'all have a Mad Rich day.